In Nexlify's sleek Seattle boardroom, rain streaking the glass, Gregory Vance fired Zara Brooks, a black analyst, his voice dripping venom as he called her incompetent, a racist slur cutting through the silence. Colleagues gasped, but Zara's steady gaze hid a secret. She was Nexlify's billionaire owner, veiled by a pseudonym. As security escorted her out, she dialed a private line, whispering, "It's time." A voice replied, "They'll regret this." The room froze. Tension. Crackling, unaware of the chaos looming, Zara's firing sparked a war, her identity a hidden fuse. What would her call unleash? Before we dive deeper, share where you're watching from. If you stand against injustice, hit like, subscribe, and join us tomorrow for a twist you won't see coming. Who was on that call? In Nexlify's sleek Seattle boardroom, rain streaking the glass, Gregory Vance fired Zara Brooks, a black analyst, his voice dripping venom as he called her incompetent, a racist slur cutting through the silence. Colleagues gasped, but Zara's steady gaze hid a secret. She was Nexlify's billionaire owner, veiled by a pseudonym. As security escorted her out, she dialed a private line, whispering, "It's time." A voice. Zara Brooks stood under a dripping awning in Seattle's Pioneer Square, the 60-degree rain soaking her coat, as she replayed Gregory Vance's racist slur in Nexlify's boardroom, his voice branding her incompetent before firing her. As the company's secret billionaire owner, hidden behind a pseudonym, Zara had posed as a junior analyst to uncover corruption, but Vance's public attack was a calculated blow. Her cryptic call to an unknown ally, whispering, "It's time, Fay," had set a storm in motion, but the boardroom's stunned silence lingered in her mind. She'd built Nexlify to innovate, not discriminate, yet Vance's bias against black employees was tearing it apart. Zara's mission was clear: expose his corruption, dismantle his influence, and protect her legacy. The rain blurred the city's neon lights, but her resolve burned, her phone call a fuse that would ignite a war. She needed Nia Carter, her trusted assistant, to move forward. A text buzzed, Nia's words urgent, "Cafe 2 blocks away now." Zara pulled her hood up, her sneakers splashing through puddles, the weight of her secret ownership pressing harder with every step. The cafe's steamed windows glowed, its aroma of espresso cutting through the damp air. Nia sat in a corner, Booth, her braids tucked under a cap, her eyes scanning the room. Zara slid in, her coat dripping, and leaned close. "Vance isn't just a bigot," she whispered, her voice low. "He's targeting black staff, pushing them out. I've seen demotions, bad reviews." Nia's jaw tightened, her own stalled promotion flashing through her mind. "I've heard whispers," Nia said. "Black analysts passed over, projects reassigned. It's deliberate." Zara nodded, her suspicion confirmed, but proof was elusive. "I need data, Nia. Employee records, HR logs. If Vance is rigging the game, it's in the system." Nia hesitated, her fingers tapping the table, then agreed. "I'll get you access, but Vance has eyes everywhere." Zara's heart raced, Nia's loyalty her lifeline, but the boardroom slur echoed, a reminder of the stakes. They parted, Zara's mind churning, the city's rain a mirror to her brewing storm. Zara holed up in a cheap motel, 4 miles from Nexlify's glass tower, its neon sign flickering in the drizzle. Her laptop, a custom rig hidden in her bag, hummed as she connected to Nexlify's servers, using a backdoor she'd coded as the company's founder. The 60-degree chill seeped through the motel's thin walls, but her focus was razor-sharp, her fingers flying over keys, employee records loaded, and her stomach twisted at the pattern. Black analysts consistently rated high, demoted or fired, their projects reassigned to white colleagues. One file stood out, a black coder, Jamal Reed, sacked for errors. Despite perfect metrics, Zara's blood boiled, the data confirming Vance's racist campaign, a systematic purge to boost profits by favoring less qualified staff. She downloaded the files, her hope flaring, but a notification pinged, her access flagged. Vance's IT team was onto her, and time was running out. She saved the data to a flash drive, her proof secure, but the motel's quiet felt like a trap, the rain outside masking any threat. The trap sprang at midnight. Zara's door splintered, and 3 goons, their faces masked, stormed in, their boots thudding on the carpet. "Troublemaking black bitch," one snarled, his racist note crumpled in his fist, tossed onto her overturned desk. They trashed the room, smashing her lamp, shredding her clothes, and scrawling a slur on the wall in marker. Zara dove for the bathroom, her heart pounding, and barricaded the door, her knife from her boot in hand. The goons pounded, but she climbed through a window, dropping 10 feet into an alley, her sneakers splashing in puddles. Her laptop was lost, but the flash drive was safe, clutched in her fist. She sprinted, the rain stinging her eyes, as headlights flared behind her, a black SUV roaring. Vance's goons were hunting her, their engine growling, and Zara weaved through traffic, her breath ragged, dodging a near collision at a crosswalk 3 miles from the motel. The chase pushed Zara to Seattle's waterfront, the Puget Sound's waves crashing under a moonless sky. She ducked behind a shipping crate, her chest heaving, the SUV's tires screeching as it circled. Her FBI-honed evasion skills, learned before founding Nexlify, kicked in, and she slipped into a storm drain, its damp walls muffling her gasps. The goons passed, their flashlights slicing the night, and Zara emerged soaked but alive. Her pulse steadied, the flash drive her lifeline, but Vance's attack was personal, his racism a blade aimed at her core. She headed to a safe house aloft 6 miles away, hoping to regroup with Nia. Inside, she checked her phone, expecting a text, but a new alert froze her blood. Her Nexlify office access was revoked, her badge deactivated, Vance's IT team locking. Her out. Her stomach dropped. The demotion data, her only leverage, but Vance's goons were closing in, their racist note burned into her memory. Zara's hands trembled as she pocketed the flash drive, the loft's shadows offering no comfort. The apartment's vandalism and car chase were Vance's warning, his power deeper than she'd feared, his bias a cancer in her company. Nia's help was crucial, but the revoked access meant Zara was cut off from Nexlify's systems. Her investigation stalled. She thought of Jamal, fired unjustly, and countless black analysts crushed by Vance's scheme. Her call in the boardroom, its time, had sparked this war, but the mysterious voice's promise, "They'll regret this," felt distant. Footsteps echoed outside, heavy and deliberate, and Zara gripped her knife, her heart racing. Knowing Vance's next move would be even crueler, her fight for justice just beginning. She replied, "They'll regret this." The room froze, tension crackling, unaware of the chaos looming. Zara's firing sparked a war, her identity a hidden fuse. What would her call unleash? Before we dive deeper, share where you're watching from. If you stand against injustice, hit like, subscribe, and join us tomorrow for a twist you won't see coming. Who was on that call? Zara Brooks's breath fogged in the loft's dim light, Seattle's 60-degree drizzle drumming on the roof as she gripped the flash drive, its data exposing Gregory Vance's racist demotions of black analysts at Nexlify. The trashed apartment, scrawled with a slur, and the car chase through rain-soaked streets had shaken her, Vance's goons proving his reach, her office access now revoked. As Nexlify's secret billionaire owner, Zara's undercover role was unraveling, her boardroom firing a spark for war. She needed Nia Carter, her assistant, to push forward. A text buzzed, Nia's words urgent. "Meet me, Dinah. 3 miles. South now." Zara slipped out, her sneakers splashing puddles, the flash drive her weapon, Vance's slur echoing, a reminder of the stakes. The city's neon glow blurred, her call to an unknown ally. "It's time," fueling her resolve, but the loft's footsteps lingered, a threat she couldn't shake. The diner's fluorescent lights buzzed, its vinyl seats sticky with grease. Nia slid in, her eyes darting, her cap low. Zara leaned close, her voice a whisper. "Vance is purging black talent, demoting them, firing them. I've got proof." She slid the flash drive across, detailing Jamal Reed's case, sacked despite perfect metrics. Nia's jaw clenched, her own career stalled by Vance's bias. "This is bigger than HR," Nia said, her voice low. "I know someone, Ethan Hayes. Ex-accountant, he quit after seeing Vance's deals." Zara's pulse quickened, A whistleblower could crack Vance's scheme. "Can you set it up?" she asked. Nia nodded, texting Ethan. "Pier, 2 miles away, midnight." Zara's hope flared, but Nia's glance at the door hinted at danger. "Vance is watching," Nia warned. "Be careful." Zara pocketed the drive, her heart racing. The diner's hum a fragile shield against Vance's wrath. The pier's damp boards creaked under Zara's boots, Puget Sound's waves crashing in the 60-degree night. Ethan Hayes waited by a rusted lamppost, his wiry frame tense, his glasses fogged. "Vance is selling out black talent," he whispered, his voice hoarse. "He's got a profit-sharing deal with Zenith Tech, a rival firm. They pay him to push out black analysts, steal their projects, boost Zenith's stock." Zara's stomach twisted. The conspiracy deeper than she'd feared. Vance's racism a corporate weapon. Ethan handed her a USB stick, emails detailing. Payments, each one a nail in Vance's coffin. "Expose this," he urged. "But Vance has board allies, they'll bury you." Zara's resolve hardened, the USB her leverage, but headlights flashed. A car idling nearby. Ethan's eyes widened. "Go now!" Zara sprinted, her sneakers pounding, the pier's end her only escape. Vance's shadow closing in. Zara's relief was fleeting. By morning her phone buzzed with an alert. Her bank accounts frozen, flagged for fraudulent activity. She stared at the screen, her savings zero, her rent unpaid, Vance's retaliation choking her resources. She called her bank, the clerks. Voice cold. "Security issue, Miss Brooks, nothing we can do." Her chest tightened. The USB's emails her only hope, but Vance's power was suffocating. She headed to a library 5 miles from the pier to regroup, her sneakers soaked from the drizzle. The library's hum was drowned by a news alert, Nexlify's board meeting live streaming, Vance's face smug. Zara Brooks's incompetence. "Cost us millions," he lied, projecting her photo, colleagues nodding, shaming her publicly. Zara's blood boiled, the humiliation ablaid, Vance's board allies amplifying his racist narrative, her reputation in tatters. The shaming was just the start. Zara's phone pinged, a text from her sister Aisha, a nurse in Tacoma, 30 miles away. "Boss got hate mail slurs, saying I'm a thief because of you." Zara's heart sank, Vance targeting Aisha's job with racist harassment, his retaliation, escalating. She called Aisha, her voice trembling. "I'll fix this, I promise." Aisha's tone was sharp. "Fix it fast, Zara. They're threatening to fire me." Zara's guilt surged, her fight endangering her family, Vance's cruelty personal. She texted Nia, arranging a meet to plan, but the library's silence felt like a trap, the USB her only weapon. Footsteps echoed outside, deliberate, and Zara's. Hand brushed her knife, her pulse spiking. Vance's goons or worse stalking her, the harassment a warning of his next move. Zara slipped out, the drizzle masking her steps, but her mind churned. Vance's frozen accounts, public shaming, and Aisha's harassment a triple blow. Ethan's emails were explosive, but exposing them meant facing Vance's board, a nest of vipers. The peer meeting had confirmed her suspicions, Vance's deal with Zenith, a betrayal of Nexlify's mission, her legacy. Her call in the boardroom, "It's time," had sparked this fight, but the mysterious voice's promise, "They'll regret this," felt distant. Zara's sneakers crunched gravel, the city's pulse a mirror to her own, but Vance's power was a noose tightening with every step. Comment number 1 if you're enraged by Vance's ruthless tactics. Hit like and subscribe to see Zara's next move. Can she expose Vance's deal, or will his next strike destroy her family? Zara Brooks's heart pounded as she slipped through Seattle's rain-drenched alleys, the 60-degree drizzle soaking her hoodie, the USB stick from Ethan Hayes burning in her pocket. Gregory Vance's racist conspiracy at Nexlify, demoting black analysts to profit with Zenith Tech, had frozen her bank accounts, shamed her in a board meeting, and threatened her sister Aisha's job with hateful slurs. As Nexlify's secret billionaire owner, Zara's firing was a spark, her undercover role now a desperate fight. Ethan's emails, detailing Vance's bribes, were her weapon, but the library's footsteps echoed, Vance's goons hunting her. She needed to go public, Expose Vance's deal and reclaim her company. Nia Carter's text buzzed, urgent. Journalist bar, 4 miles west now. Zara sprinted, her sneakers splashing, the city's neon lights blurring, her boardroom call. It's time, fueling her. But Aisha's harassment weighed heavy, Vance's cruelty a growing storm. The bar's dim glow cut through the rain, its jukebox humming jazz over clinking glasses. Zara found Lena Torres, a Seattle Times journalist, in a booth, her notepad ready. Zara slid the USB across, her voice low. Vance is rigging Nexlify, paying Zenith to oust black talent. Here's proof. Lena's eyes widened, scanning the emails, payments from Zenith to Vance, each tied to a black analyst's demotion. This is explosive, Lena said, her pen scribbling. But Vance has board allies, they'll fight dirty. Zara's jaw tightened, the memory of Vance's slur in the boardroom, incompetent, stinging like a fresh wound. Publish it, she urged. The world needs to know. Lena nodded, promising a front-page story, and Zara left, her hope flaring, the rain a curtain hiding her from Vance's watchers. By morning, the Times headline screamed, Nexlify exec in racist profit scheme, sparking outrage. Protests erupted outside Nexlify's tower, 5 miles downtown, thousands chanting, their signs waving in the 60-degree mist. Zara watched from a cafe, her burner phone buzzing with texts from Nia. You did it. Seattle's awake. Her chest swelled, the protests a tidal wave, her triumph a crack in Vance's empire, the first since her firing. The victory was fleeting. By noon, the Times issued a retraction, claiming the story relied on forged emails from a disgruntled liar, Zara Brooks. Her heart sank. Her face plastered on news screens branded a fraud who fabricated the deal to smear Vance. Protesters wavered, their chants faltering, some turning on her, shouting betrayal. Zara's stomach churned. Vance's bribes had silenced. The Times, twisting her truth into a lie. She called Lena, her voice trembling. What happened? Lena's tone was icy. They showed us your bank records, Zara. Fake transfers. You set us up. Zara hung up, her hands shaking, Vance's board allies orchestrating a smear, their influence bending the media like a puppet. Her triumph was dust. The city now saw her as the villain, her fight for black analysts buried under lies. She headed to Aisha's home in Tacoma, 30 miles away, seeking refuge, her sneakers heavy with dread. The USB her only leverage, Vance's power a noose tightening around her. Zara's breath caught as she reached Aisha's modest duplex. Its windows, shattered, the front door defaced with racist slurs in white paint, jagged and hateful. A mob of men, their faces twisted with rage, lingered nearby, yelling, "Get out, liar!" Aisha stood in the yard, her nurse's scrubs torn, her eyes wide with fear. They came at dawn, Aisha said, her voice breaking. Said you're a con, ruining Nexlify. Zara's fists clenched, guilt crashing over her, Vance's retaliation striking her sister's home, his racism a weapon turned on her family. She helped Aisha board up the windows, her hands trembling, the slurs searing her memory. As they worked, a courier appeared, his clipboard crisp despite the rain. Zara Brooks? He asked, thrusting a legal envelope. Inside was a defamation lawsuit from Vance, demanding $2 million for slandering his reputation. The papers cited her frozen accounts, the retraction, and the board's shaming as proof of her malice. Zara's knees buckled, the lawsuit a financial death blow, tying her to a battle she couldn't afford. Vance's board allies piling on. Zara's despair deepened as her burner phone pinged, an anonymous email, its subject chilling. Your family pays next? Her blood ran cold, the message detailing Aisha's work schedule, her address, a clear threat from Vance's network. She forwarded it to Nia, her voice shaking. He's targeting Aisha. We need a plan. Aisha hugged, her whispering, Don't let him win, Zara. Zara's resolve flickered, her sister's strength a spark. But the mob's slurs and lawsuit were Vance's message. No refuge was safe. She drove Aisha to a motel 10 miles away, the city's lights blurring through her tears, the USB her only hope. As Aisha settled in, Zara's phone buzzed. A news alert. Nexlify's stock dipping from the protests. A crack in Vance's armor. She texted Nia, arranging a meet at a park 3 miles north, but headlights trailed her. A black sedan weaving through traffic, Vance's goons closing in, the email's threat a blade at her throat. Zara floored the gas, her heart pounding, the sedan matching her turns, its tinted windows hiding the driver. The park was her goal, but the chase pushed her through Seattle's slick streets, the rain a veil for her escape. She ditched the car in an alley, sprinting to the park, her sneakers soaked, the USB safe in her pocket. The sedan's engine faded, but Zara's fear didn't. Vance's retaliation escalating from accounts to mobs to threats, each blow crueler. The protests had shaken Nexlify, but the retraction and lawsuit had turned her victory to ash, Aisha's home a casualty of Vance's war. Her call, "It's time," had sparked this fight, but the mysterious voices' promise they'll regret this felt hollow. The footsteps from the library now a constant echo, Vance's empire hunting her without mercy. Zara Brooks's sneakers skidded through Seattle's rain-soaked park, the 60-degree drizzle masking her escape from the black sedan, its headlights fading as she clutched the USB stick with Gregory Vance's Zenith tech deal. The retracted expose, the racist mob defacing Aisha's home with slurs, and Vance's $2 million defamation lawsuit had crushed Zara's triumph, his threatening email vowing to target her family next. As Nexlify's secret billionaire owner, Zara's firing was a spark, her undercover role now a desperate war against Vance's racist conspiracy to oust black talent. She needed to rally allies, amplify the USB's proof, and shake Nexlify's core. Nia Carter's text buzzed, urgent, "Community Center 2 miles east now." Zara sprinted, her heart pounding, the city's neon lights a blur, her boardroom call, "It's time," echoing. But Aisha's safety weighed heavy, Vance's goons a relentless shadow. The community center's fluorescent lights buzzed, its walls lined with posters decrying workplace bias. Zara met Nia and a group of black tech workers, their faces etched with anger, led by organizer Malik Jones. Zara shared the USB's emails, her voice fierce. "Vance is selling us out, demoting. Black analysts for Zenith's profit, ruining lives." The room erupted, voices demanding action, their own stalled careers mirroring Jamal Reed's. Malik proposed a protest outside Nexlify's tower, and Zara strategized, spreading flyers across Seattle's tech hubs. By dawn, thousands gathered, 6 miles downtown, their chants thundering, signs reading "End Vance's Racist Purge," waving in the 60-degree mist. Zara spoke through a megaphone. "Nexlify's betraying us, Vance's deal steals our futures." The crowd roared, their energy a wildfire, news cameras capturing the surge. Nia texted, "Stock's dipping, you're shaking them." Zara's chest swelled, the protest a beacon, her first real blow since the Times betrayal. The USB's truth igniting Seattle's tech scene. The triumph crumbled in moments. Police, their riot shields gleaming, descended, megaphones blaring. "Disperse! Now!" Zara's heart sank, recognizing the precinct chief, a Vance ally from Nexlify's payroll. Tear gas hissed, clouds choking the air, and batons swung as protesters scattered. Zara shouted, "Stay calm!" But a cop grabbed her, his grip bruising. "Zara Brooks, you're under arrest for disorderly conduct." The crowd's cheers turned to screams, her wrists cuffed, the megaphone clattering to the pavement. "I'm exposing corruption," she yelled, but the cop's sneer cut deep. "Incompetent troublemaker," echoing Vance's boardroom slur. Her blood boiled, the racism raw, Vance's influence turning her protest into a trap. Dragged to a squad car, she saw a figure in the crowd, his smirk chilling, the same man from the library, Vance's fixer orchestrating chaos. The tower faded, her victory crushed, the USB still in her pocket, but her freedom gone. The jail's intake room reeked of bleach, its fluorescent lights harsh. Zara stood among arrestees, her cuffs biting, the booking officer badge-reading Carson, smirking, "Black girls like you always stir trouble." Her jaw clenched, the slur a knife, but she stayed silent, her strategic mind plotting escape. In the cell block, Inmates taunted, their voices laced with racial venom. Vance's clean-up crew, one hissed, egged on by guards. Zara's cell, a 6-by-8-foot box, was a cage, its rusted bunk cold. Hours later, 3 inmates cornered her, their fists ready. "You pissed off the wrong exec," the leader growled, swinging a sharpened spoon. Zara dodged, her training from founding Nexlify's security kicking in, disarming the attacker, her knuckles bruising. Guards rushed in, blaming Zara. "You're a walking riot," Carson spat, shoving her into solitary, the door slamming. Vance's staged attack a clear message, her fight a death sentence. Solitary's darkness suffocated, the air stale, the 60-degree chill seeping through concrete. Zara's mind raced, the protest's roar now a memory, Carson's slur a fresh wound. She needed to escape, protect Aisha and deliver the USB to the feds. A soft tap broke her thoughts, a guard badge reading Ellis, young and nervous, sliding a key through the slot. "You're not the problem," he whispered. "Vance owns this precinct, but I saw the protests. Get out." Zara's heart leaped, an unexpected ally, her hand steady as she grabbed the key, unlocking the door. She slipped through the corridor, alarms blaring, dodging patrols, and escaped via a service exit, the rainy night air hitting her like a wave. Her relief was short, a text from Aisha's co-worker flashing, "Hate mail at the clinic, slurs, threats, they're after her because of you." Zara's stomach twisted, Vance's retaliation escalating, Aisha's workplace now a target, his racist harassment relentless. Zara headed to a safe house, a basement apartment 4 miles from the jail, its damp walls a faint refuge. Inside, she checked her cloud drive, protest photos and videos uploaded for leverage, but a hacking alert flashed, the files gone, Vance's tech team erasing her evidence. A note on her laptop read, "You're done, liar." Zara's fists clenched, rage surging, the protest's momentum stolen, Aisha's safety under siege. She texted Nia, arranging a meet at a dockside lot, 3 miles away, her burner phones, battery flickering, her options dwindling. As she left, a shadow moved across the street, the smirking man's silhouette unmistakable, Vance's fixer closing in, the hate mail a prelude to his next strike. Zara Brooks's breath clouded in the dockside lot's chilly air, Seattle's 60-degree drizzle soaking her hoodie as she clutched the USB stick, its emails exposing Gregory Vance's racist deal with Zenith Tech to purge black analysts from Nexlify. The protests' collapse, her arrest for disorderly conduct, and the racist slurs in jail had crushed her momentum, with Aisha's workplace now targeted by hate mail and her evidence hacked. As Nexlify's secret billionaire owner, Zara's firing was a spark, her undercover role now a fugitive's fight, the smirking man's silhouette a constant threat. Nia Carter's loyalty was her lifeline, but the hacked files and Aisha's danger meant time was running out. Zara sprinted to a meet with Nia, 3 miles from the safe house, the city's neon lights flickering, her boardroom call, "It's time," echoing, but Vance's goons were closing in, their footsteps a shadow she couldn't shake. Nia waited. In a derelict warehouse, 7 miles from Nexlify's tower, its rusted beams lit by laptops humming with code, a hacker collective, ShadowNet, huddled inside, their leader, Kai Lin, a wiry coder with a scar on his cheek, greeting Zara. "Nia says you're fighting Vance," Kai said, his voice sharp. "We're in. He's burned us too." Zara handed over the USB detailing Vance's payments, her voice steady. "He's not just racist, he's tied to a corporate cartel. Zenith's just one piece." Kai's team dug into dark web leaks, uncovering Vance's ties to a cartel of tech firms, pooling profits by sabotaging black talent. "They're rigging the industry," Kai said, pointing to encrypted files, financial records in Zenith's server room, hard proof. Zara's pulse surged. The records could expose the cartel, topple Vance. ShadowNet planned an infiltration, Zara's tech skills from founding Nexlify her edge, but the smirking man's presence gnawed, his role unclear, her cover at risk. The infiltration launched at midnight, Seattle's skyline dim under a 60-degree mist. Zara posed as a technician, her fake ID clipped to a jumpsuit, the USB hidden in her boot. ShadowNet's hacker, a teen named Riley, disabled Zenith's cameras, giving her a 20-minute window. She slipped into the tower, 8 miles from the warehouse, its glass lobby silent, and rode the freight elevator to the 10th floor. The server room's door had a retinal scanner, a hurdle Zara bypassed with a hacked lens, her coding expertise steadying her hands. Inside, rows of servers hummed, and she jacked into the mainframe, downloading financial records, millions in transfers to Vance, tagged with black analysts' names. Her hope flared, the data a death blow to his cartel, but Riley's voice crackled. In her earpiece, "Security's on to you, Zara, move!" Her cover was nearly blown, Vance's network sniffing her out, alarms blaring as she yanked the drive, her heart pounding, the records hers, but the exit a gauntlet. The server rooms, door hissed open, and 4 guards, their tasers drawn, stormed in. "Stop now!" one shouted, his eyes narrowing at her black face, suspicion raw. Zara's mind raced, her Nexlify honed instincts kicking in, and she tossed a chair, shattering a monitor to block their path. She sprinted for the stairwell, her sneakers pounding. Concrete, guards' shouts echoing, their radios crackling. She burst onto the street 3 miles from Zenith's tower, the rain stinging her eyes, guards pursuing, their flashlights slicing the night. Zara weaved through alleys, her drive of records bouncing in her pocket, and ducked into a construction site, its scaffolds hiding her. The guards passed, their boots splashing, and Zara exhaled, her pulse thundering, the chase a close call. Vance's security tighter than she'd feared, his cartel's eyes everywhere. She texted Kai, confirming the records were secure, and headed to a new safe house, her body aching, the rain a veil for her escape. The safe house, a cramped attic, 4 miles from the site, was ShadowNet's last refuge. Zara arrived, her clothes drenched, and handed the drive to Kai. The collective's cheers a faint spark. Her relief was fleeting, a distant boom shaking the windows, screams erupting below. She rushed to the skylight, her heart plummeting, flames engulfing the attic's lower floors, black smoke curling into the night. Firefighters swarmed, gasoline stench heavy, the blaze deliberate. Zara grabbed Kai, pulling him to a fire escape, the drive safe in her boot, the collective scattering. At the base, a note pinned to a wall chilled her. "Aisha's life is next, liar." Her stomach twisted. Vance's threat echoing the email after the lawsuit, his firebombing a strike at her core. Aisha in Tacoma, 30 miles away, now in mortal danger, the safe house ash, her allies exposed. Zara's hands trembled as she clutched. The note, the fire's heat lingering on her skin, the records her only leverage, but Vance's cartel was relentless, his racism a blade cutting deeper. She thought of Aisha, targeted with hate mail, and Jamal fired unjustly, their lives fuel for her fight. Her call, "It's time," had sparked this war, but the mysterious voice's promise, "They'll regret this," felt distant. The smirking man's silhouette a constant threat. Zara texted Nia, arranging a meet to regroup, her sneakers crunching through wet gravel, the city's pulse drowning her fear, but Vance's next move loomed, his firebombing a prelude to something deadlier, her battle for Nexlify's soul far from over. Zara Brooks's sneakers crunched through Seattle's wet gravel, the 60-degree drizzle cloaking her as she fled the firebombed safe house, its flames still searing her memory. Gregory Vance's note, pinned amidst the smoke, read, "Aisha's life is next, liar," a chilling escalation from his racist conspiracy to purge black analysts at Nexlify. The stolen financial records, proof of Vance's cartel with Zenith Tech, were safe with ShadowNet, but her sister Aisha, 30 miles away in Tacoma, was now a target. As Nexlify's secret billionaire owner, Zara's firing had ignited this war, her undercover role a fugitive's fight, the smirking man's silhouette a relentless shadow. Nia Carter's loyalty was her anchor, but the firebombing and hacked protest evidence meant Vance's grip was tightening. Zara reached a dockside lot, 3 miles from the blaze, where Nia waited, her text urgent, "Aisha's in trouble. Meet now." The city's neon lights flickered, her boardroom call, "It's time," echoing, but Vance's goons were closing in, their threat a blade at her family's throat. Nia's face was pale under the lot's flickering lamp, her voice shaking. Vance framed Aisha, Planted evidence says she stole medical supplies from the clinic. Zara's heart sank, her sister's nursing career at stake. Vance's retaliation striking deeper than the mob's slurs on Aisha's home. They're threatening to fire her, maybe jail, Nia added, handing Zara a burner laptop. Zara's fingers trembled, her resolve hardening. I'll clear her name, Vance won't touch her. She connected to Nexlify's servers, using a backdoor she'd coded as founder, the 60-degree chill biting as she worked. The clinic's records showed forged invoices, pinning $10,000 in theft on Aisha. Zara's blood boiled. Vance's cartel manipulating systems to ruin black lives. She rewrote the logs, exposing the tampering, linking it to Vance's HR ally. By dawn, she'd cleared Aisha, the clinic dropping charges, her sister safe. Zara called Aisha, her voice. Steady, you're okay, I fixed it. Aisha's relief was palpable. Thank you, but he's not done, Zara. The victory was hers, but Vance's next move loomed. His cruelty a storm gathering strength. Zara's triumph lasted hours. Her burner phone buzzed, an anonymous message. We know where you are, Brooks. Her pulse spiked. Vance had leaked her location. She sprinted through rain-slicked streets, the city's 60-degree mist blurring her vision, a pickup truck roaring behind her, its headlights blinding. 4 vigilantes jumped out, their faces masked, one snarling, You're the black bitch ruining Nexlify, his racist vitriol thick, a swastika tattoo on his arm. Zara's heart raced, her knife in hand, but they were armed, bats and chains gleaming. They lunged, and she dodged, her tech-honed instincts sharp, weaving through parked cars. A chain grazed her thigh, a shallow wound stinging, and she fought back, landing a kick that toppled one man. The alley's walls closed in, rain splashing as she parried, her wound burning. She grabbed a pipe, swinging it to clear a path, and bolted. The vigilante's curses fading, her thigh bleeding but her drive intact, Vance's racist mob a deadly escalation, his cartel's hatred weaponized. Zara bandaged her wound in a gas station bathroom. The fluorescent light harsh, her reflection pale. Her phone pinged, a news alert. Tacoma apartment fire, arson suspected. Her stomach dropped. It was Aisha's duplex, reduced to cinders. She called Aisha, her voice trembling. I'm safe, Aisha said at a friend's. But everything's gone, Zara. Photos, my scrubs. Zara's eyes stung, guilt crashing over her. Vance's firebombing mirroring the safe house, his retaliation torching Aisha's life to break her. She drove to Tacoma, 30 miles in a borrowed car, the rain blurring the highway. Aisha waited at a cafe, her face weary. You can't keep fighting alone, she said, hugging her. Zara's resolve wavered, but she couldn't stop, taking Aisha to a new safe house, a cabin 5 miles outside Seattle nestled in pines. The wooden walls creaked, a haven, and Zara checked the perimeter, her thigh aching, settling Aisha with a burner phone. Stay here, I'll end this. Her voice fierce but strained. The safe house's quiet was deceptive. As Zara unpacked supplies, a faint buzz caught her ear, a blinking device under a floorboard, a bug with a tiny mic. Her heart sank. She smashed it, her fist shaking, but Vance's surveillance had found them, Aisha's sanctuary compromised. Her phone buzzed. Another anonymous text. Nowhere's safe, liar. Zara's blood ran cold. Vance's cartel tracking her every move, his racism a relentless assault on her family. She checked Aisha, asleep but safe, and stepped outside. The pine-scented air heavy, the records with ShadowNet her only leverage, but the vigilante ambush and fire proved Vance would burn everything to stop her. Nia's meet was her next step, but the smirking man's shadow loomed, his role a tightening noose, Zara's fight for Nexlify's soul bleeding her dry. Comment number 1. If you're stunned by Vance's vicious attacks, hit like and subscribe to see Zara's next stand. Can Zara shield Aisha, or will Nia's secrets unravel her fight? Zara Brooks's pulse hammered as she slipped through the pine-scented shadows outside the bugged safehouse, the 60-degree Seattle drizzle masking her steps, the smashed device's mic, a chilling reminder of Gregory Vance's surveillance. His racist vigilante ambush, leaving a gash on her thigh, and the arson that razed Aisha's Tacoma apartment were escalating blows, his note threatening her sister's life a blade at her heart. As Nexlify's secret billionaire owner, Zara's firing had sparked this war. Her undercover role now a fugitive's fight, the smirking man's silhouette a constant menace. The financial records, proof of Vance's cartel with Zenith Tech, were with ShadowNet, but Aisha's safety hung by a thread. Nia Carter's meet was her next move, but the bug hinted at betrayal. Zara reached a dockside warehouse 4 miles from the safe house. Nia's text urgent. "Here, now. It's bad." The city's neon lights flickered. Her boardroom call. "It's time." A distant echo. Vance's goons a storm closing in. The warehouse's rusted walls loomed, its interior lit by a single bulb, laptops humming. Nia stood alone, her face ashen, her hands trembling. "Zara, I messed up," she whispered, tears welling. "Vance threatened my family, said he'd ruin them. I leaked your protest plans. The server hit." Zara's heart plummeted, Nia's betrayal cutting deeper than the vigilante's chain. Her trust shattered. "You led them to the safe house?" she demanded, her voice sharp. Nia nodded, sobbing. "I'm sorry, but I'm done hiding. I'll help you now." Zara's fists clenched, rage warring with necessity. Nia's access. To Nexlify's board, her only path. "Prove it," Zara said, her tone icy. "Get me a board member, someone who'll talk." Nia's eyes flickered, texting a contact. "Claire Monroe, board member, she hates Vance. Meet her at the pier 5 miles away, midnight." Zara's resolve hardened. A testimony could topple Vance, but Nia's confession gnawed. Was this redemption or another trap? The pier's damp planks creaked under Zara's boots, Puget Sound's waves crashing in the 60-degree night. Claire, a silver-haired executive, waited by a buoy, her posture tense, a briefcase at her feet. "Vance is poison," she said, her voice low. "His cartel's bleeding Nexlify, paying Zenith to purge black talent. I've got proof." Zara's pulse surged as Claire opened the briefcase, revealing signed contracts, Vance's signature, on cartel deals, each a nail in his coffin. "Testify," Zara urged. "Blow this open." Claire nodded, handing her a flash drive with backups. "I'll speak at the next board meeting, but Vance's allies are ruthless." Zara's hope flared. The contract's a game-changer. Her fight for black analysts gaining ground. She left the drive in her pocket, her mind racing to deliver it to ShadowNet. But a car's engine rumbled nearby, headlights cutting the mist, Vance's shadow tightening, her cover at risk. Zara's triumph was short-lived. By morning, news. Alerts flooded her burner phone. Nexlify board member retracts claims, cites fraud. Her stomach churned, Claire's face on screens discredited, claiming her contracts were forged by Zara Brooks, a disgruntled liar. Zara's blood ran cold. Vance had coerced or bribed Claire, turning her testimony into a lie. The news spun further, framing Zara for fraud. Fabricated invoices showing she embezzled $50,000 from Nexlify. Her heart sank. The contracts now useless. Vance's cartel planting evidence to bury her. Billboards lit up across Seattle, her face branded corporate terrorist. A $20,000 reward for her capture. A city-wide smear campaign launched. Cop cars patrolling, their sirens a constant wail. Zara ditched her phone, slipping into an alley, her thigh wound throbbing, her fight for Aisha and Nexlify's soul cornered by Vance's lies. Zara's despair deepened hours later. A text from Aisha's friend in Tacoma. "Aisha's in the hospital, car crash, cops say it's your fault." Her knees buckled, guilt crashing over her. She called the hospital, her voice shaking. "She's stable," a nurse said, "but someone tampered with her brakes." Zara's eyes stung. Vance's staged accident a cruel echo of the safe house fire. The police report blaming her reckless fugitive status for inciting vigilantes. Aisha's injuries, a fractured wrist and concussion, were minor, but the message was clear. Vance would destroy her family. Zara's mind raced, Nia's betrayal, Claire's discrediting, and the smear campaign a triple blow. She texted Kai, ShadowNet's leader, for a new hideout. Heading to a motel 7 miles away, its neon sign flickering, the contracts and records her only weapons, but Aisha's hospitalization was Vance's cruelest strike, his cartel's racism, stripping her last refuge. The motel's stale air offered no comfort, its walls paper-thin, rain tapping the window. Zara checked the drive, Claire's files intact, but her options were dwindling, cop sirens closing in, her phone's battery fading. Aisha's crash was a wound Vance had carved, each retaliation more brutal, the smirking man's role unclear but deadly, his shadow a constant threat. ShadowNet was compromised, Nia's betrayal a scar, and Zara's fight hung by a thread. Her boardroom vow, they'll regret this, a faint hope. The city a battlefield, Vance's empire relentless in its pursuit. Zara Brooks's breath rasped in the motel's stale air, Seattle's 60-degree drizzle tapping the window. Her thigh wound throbbing from the vigilante ambush orchestrated by Gregory Vance. His city-wide smear campaign, branding her a corporate terrorist, and the staged car crash hospitalizing Aisha with a fractured wrist had shattered Zara's fight, Nia's betrayal, and the discredited board member's testimony cutting deep. As Nexlify's secret billionaire owner, Zara's firing had ignited this war. Her undercover role now a fugitive's desperate stand, the smirking man's shadow a relentless menace. The flash drive of financial records, proof of Vance's cartel-purging black analysts, was her last weapon hidden in her boot. ShadowNet's Kai Lin offered a hideout, 3 miles north, and a plan to livestream the records, bypassing Vance's media control. Zara slipped into the rainy night, her sneakers splashing, her boardroom call. It's time. A fading echo. Aisha's safety a fading hope. Vance's goons hunting her without mercy. The hideout, a graffiti-streaked garage, buzzed with ShadowNet's laptops, their screens glowing under a flickering bulb. Kai handed Zara a burner phone, its camera rigged for streaming. Go live, Zara, hit every platform, Vance can't bribe the internet. Zara nodded, her heart pounding, syncing the drive's records, millions in transfers to Vance for ousting. Black talent. She hit record, her voice firm. I'm Zara Brooks, framed by Gregory Vance for fighting his corruption. He's rigging Nexlify, ruining black lives for profit. Here's proof. Kai streamed it to social media, views soaring to 10 million, then 20 million, protests erupting outside Nexlify's tower, 6 miles downtown, crowds chanting, their signs a sea of defiance in the 60-degree mist. News outlets amplified. The feed anchors stunned, and Kai texted, "Stocks crashing, you're breaking them." Zara's chest swelled, the live stream a wildfire. Her truth shaking Vance's cartel. The first victory since her protest's collapse, the city's pulse roaring with her fight for black analysts. The triumph was fleeting. The feed stuttered. Then cut to doctored footage, Zara's voice manipulated, confessing to fraud, admitting she forged the records to sabotage Nexlify. Her heart sank. Comments turned venomous, calling her a liar, a traitor. The protests faltering as crowds dispersed. Vance's allies had hacked the stream, their cyber attack seamless, her credibility obliterated. Kai's eyes widened. They're too good, Zara. Vance's tech is military grade. Zara smashed the phone, her hands trembling, rage and despair colliding, the records now tainted, her fight buried under lies. She grabbed the drive, bolting for the door, Kai shouting, "Where are you going?" Zara didn't answer, her sneakers pounding the garage's concrete, the hideout compromised, Vance's cartel anticipating her every move, his retaliation a sledgehammer, her hope of exposing him fading like the rain outside. Zara reached a new hideout, a shuttered deli 4 miles from the garage, its windows boarded, the air thick with 60-degree dampness. She barricaded the door, her breath ragged, the drive clutched in her fist, her thigh wound pulsing. The city's sirens wailed, the smear campaign tightening. But a new sound froze her, shouts outside, boots smashing the boards. Vigilantes, their voices raw with hate, circled the deli. "Come out, terrorist!" one yelled, his slur cutting. Through the night, a Molotov cocktail shattering a window, flames licking the floor. Zara's pulse surged, her knife in hand, the wound slowing her. Her instincts, honed from building Nexlify's security, kicked in. She pried open a back hatch, Slipping into an alley, the mob's torches flickering, their bats thudding, a bottle grazed her arm, pain flaring, and she sprinted, weaving through garbage bins, her lungs burning, the vigilantes' curses fading. But the city was a cage, Vance's racism turning strangers into hunters. Zara found a payphone 2 miles from the deli, its receiver slick with rain. She called Aisha's hospital 30 miles away in Tacoma, her voice trembling. "How's my sister?" The nurse's tone was sharp. "Her room's been vandalized, slurs on the walls, windows smashed. She's shaken but safe." Zara's knees buckled, guilt crashing over her, Vance's goons mirroring the mob's slurs on Aisha's home. Each attack more vicious. Aisha's voice came through, faint. "Keep going, Zara, I'm okay." Zara's eyes stung, her sister's courage a lifeline. She hung up, the drive her only weapon. But the vigilante attack and vandalism were Vance's message. No one she loved was safe. She texted Kai, begging for a new hideout, heading to a church 5 miles away. Its steeple a faint hope, the rain a veil, but as she moved a shadow lingered. The smirking man's silhouette unmistakable, Vance's fixer closing in. Comment number 1 if you're outraged by Vance's relentless cruelty. Hit like and subscribe to see Zara's next fight. Will Kai's loyalty hold, or is Ethan's return a deadly setup? Zara Brooks's breath steamed in the church's shadowed nave, Seattle's 60-degree drizzle seeping through cracked windows, her thigh wound aching from the vigilante attack sparked by Gregory Vance's hacked livestream, the racial slurs, defacing Aisha's hospital room, and the smear campaign branding Zara a corporate terrorist had crushed her fight. Vance's cartel purging black analysts for profit. As Nexlify's secret billionaire owner, Zara's firing had ignited this war, her undercover role now a fugitive's desperate stand, the smirking man's silhouette a relentless threat. The flash drive of financial records, her last proof, was hidden in her boot. But Aisha's hospitalization and Nia's betrayal left Zara cornered. ShadowNet's Kai Lin texted, "Ethan Hayes is back, fugitive, wants to help, meet Pier, 2 miles west." Zara slipped into the rainy night, her sneakers splashing, her boardroom call, "It's time." A faint spark, Vance's goons a tightening noose, Aisha's safety, her only anchor. The pier's salt-soaked planks groaned under Zara's boots, Puget Sound's waves crashing in the 60-degree dark. Ethan, now gaunt with a scruffy beard, stood by a rusted crane, his eyes darting, a fugitive like her. "Vance ruined me," he said, his voice low. "But I know his office, emails on his private server, they tie him to the cartel." Zara's heart lifted. Ethan's return a risky lifeline. His knowledge of Vance's systems a chance to strike back. She showed him the drive, detailing Zenith's payments. "We get those emails, the feds can't ignore it." Ethan nodded. "His office is in Nexlify's tower, 7 miles downtown, I'll get you in." Their plan formed, infiltrate at midnight, Zara's coding skills her edge. But Nia's betrayal gnawed, Ethan's loyalty untested, the smirking man's shadow looming. She followed Ethan to a van, her wound stinging, the drive her hope, the city's neon lights a battlefield for her fight to save Aisha and Nexlify's soul. The Nexlify tower loomed, its glass facade gleaming under the rain. Zara and Ethan posed as janitors, their fake IDs passing the guard's scan. The basement accessed their entry. The 60-degree chill bit as Zara picked the service elevator's lock, her tools steady, Ethan's nervous glances a warning. They reached the 20th floor, Vance's office secured by a keypad, Ethan punching in a stolen code, the door clicking open. Inside, a mahogany desk held a laptop, its server access a goldmine. Zara hacked in, her fingers flying, downloading. Emails. Vance's orders to Zenith's cartel, each one a dagger to his empire. Her pulse surged, the emails a knockout blow, but Ethan's face shifted, his eyes avoiding hers. "Zara, I'm sorry," he whispered, stepping back. Her stomach dropped, the door slamming shut, alarms blaring. Ethan had betrayed her, delivering the emails to Vance for immunity, his loyalty a lie. Zara's heart raced, the basement trap springing, guards shouting, their radios crackling, secure. The terrorist! She scanned the office, spotting a vent above a bookshelf, its grill loose, her wound screaming as she climbed, the drive banging in her boot. The vent's metal scraped her skin, but she crawled, her breath ragged, emerging in a utility closet 1 floor down. Guards stormed the office above, their boots thumping, but Zara slipped into the basement, its pipes hissing steam. A guard spotted her, his taser drawn, and she dove behind a crate, tossing a mop to distract him. The clatter buying seconds. She sprinted for the exit, bursting into an alley, 4 miles from the tower. The rain a shield, sirens wailing, her escape a fleeting victory, Ethan's betrayal a fresh wound, the emails hers, but Vance's trap a near-fatal blow. His next move, already in play. Zara's relief was shattered by morning. News alerts flooded her burner phone. Zara Brooks labeled national security threat by regulators. Her blood ran cold. Vance had bribed officials, escalating her manhunt to a federal level, her face on every screen tied to fabricated cybercrimes. The email's theft spun as terrorism. The city's pulse turned hostile, strangers' eyes hunting her, her fight for black analysts buried under lies. She called Aisha's hospital 30 miles away, her voice trembling. "How's Aisha?" The nurse's tone was sharp. "Evicted. From the Tacoma safe house. Owner got threats, said you're a terrorist, she's homeless." Zara's knees buckled, guilt and rage colliding, Aisha on the streets, Vance's cruelty stripping her last refuge. Zara texted Kai for a hideout, heading to a warehouse 6 miles away. Its rusted walls a faint hope, the drive her only weapon, but Ethan's betrayal and the security threat label had cornered her, Vance's cartel tightening its grip. The warehouse's shadows offered no solace, its crates reeking of oil, rain tapping the roof. Zara checked the drive, the emails intact, but her options were gone, cop cars patrolling nearby, their lights slicing the night, her phone's battery fading. Aisha's homelessness was a wound Vance had carved, each retaliation more brutal. The smirking man's role a growing threat, his shadow pulling strings. ShadowNet was her last hope. But Ethan's betrayal echoed Nia's, trust a luxury Zara couldn't afford. Her boardroom vow, "They'll regret this," felt hollow. The city a battlefield, Vance's empire relentless, her fight for Nexlifies. Soul and Aisha's safety bleeding her dry, the warehouse's silence a trap, his next strike lurking in the dark. Zara Brooks's pulse thundered as she crouched in the warehouse's oil-soaked shadows, Seattle's 60-degree drizzle drumming on the rusted roof, her thigh wound aching from the vigilante ambush. Gregory Vance's national security threat, label, branding her a terrorist, and Aisha's eviction from the Tacoma safe house had cornered her, his cartel purging black analysts for profit. As Nexlifi's secret billionaire owner, Zara's firing had sparked this war. Her undercover role now a fugitive's desperate stand, the smirking man's shadow a relentless menace. The flash drive of emails, proof of Vance's zenith tech. Conspiracy was her last weapon, hidden in her boot. Ethan Hayes' betrayal and Nia's coercion left ShadowNet's Kai Lin as her only ally, his text urgent. Crash Nexlifi's shareholder meeting, 5 miles downtown, expose Vance. Zara slipped into the rainy night, her sneakers splashing. Her boardroom call, it's time, a fading spark. Aisha's homelessness a crushing weight, Vance's goons a tightening noose. The shareholder meeting glittered in Nexlifi's tower, its penthouse ballroom aglow with chandeliers, 7 stories high. Zara posed as a caterer, her stolen uniform snug, the drive concealed in her apron, ShadowNet's hack disabling security cameras for a 10-minute window. The crowd of suited investors buzzed, Vance on a stage, his smile smug, touting profits. Zara's heart pounded, Kai rigging the AV system to broadcast the emails. She stormed the stage, shoving past a stunned host. "I'm Zara Brooks, Nexlifi's..." "True owner," she shouted, dialing her private line, her voice booming. "Confirm my identity now." A voice, calm and authoritative, replied, "Zara Brooks, sole proprietor, pseudonym verified." Gasps erupted as she plugged in the drive, projecting emails. Vance's orders to Zenith's cartel, purging black talent for millions. "He's betraying you all," Zara roared, pointing at Vance. The board stunned, investors' phones recording. her truth shattering the room, her ownership a bombshell, the cartel exposed in a blaze of light. The victory was electric, but brief. The board faces pale turned on Vance. "You're fired!" the chairman barked, security seizing him, his smirk faltering. Investors shouted, stocks plummeting on screens, Zara's chest swelling, her exposé a knockout blow, the first since her live stream's hack. Vance's eyes locked on hers, a chilling nod to a guard, and chaos erupted, servers crashing, screens flashing. Cyber attack alert, Zara Brooks, hacker. Zara's heart sank. Vance had staged a cyber attack, framing her as the culprit. Alarms, blaring, investors panicking, security turning on her. The board hesitated, Vance cuffed but grinning, the narrative shifting, news feeds branding Zara a terrorist hacker. She bolted, her sneakers slipping on marble, reaching a penthouse office 4 stories above the chaos, the crowd below rioting, Vance's trap turning her triumph into a noose, her ownership now a target. Zara's breath caught as she barricaded the office door, rain streaking the floor-to-ceiling windows, the city's neon lights blurring. A figure emerged, Nia Carter, her face ashen. "Zara, I didn't want this," she said, her voice breaking. "Vance threatened my brother's life, forced me to leak your plans. I had no choice." Zara's rage flared, her fist clenching, but Nia's tears mirrored Ethan's, Vance's coercion breaking everyone. "I tipped Kai about the meeting," Nia added, "to make it right." Her heart twisted, Nia's betrayal a wound, but her help a spark, Vance's cruelty a mirror of his cartel's racism. Before Zara could speak, a red laser dot grazed her chest, a sniper's aim from a rooftop across the street. Her instincts kicked in, diving behind a desk, the bullet shattering glass, shards raining. Nia pulled her down. "Run, Zara, he won't stop." Zara scrambled, the drive in her apron, sprinting for a stairwell, her wound burning, the snipers. Shots echoing, her dodge a narrow escape. Vance's cartel hunting her from the shadows. The stairwell's concrete echoed with sirens, the cyber attack's chaos spilling into the streets. Zara's mind raced, Vance's firing a hollow win, his staged hack painting her as a terrorist, Nia's confession explaining her leaks but not easing the sting. The emails had exposed the cartel, but Vance's smirk signaled more. His allies, still free. She reached the basement, its pipes hissing, slipping into an alley 3 miles from the tower, the rain a shield, cop cars swarming, their lights slicing the night. Kai's text buzzed, "Hideout 6 miles north, move." Zara ran, her sneakers splashing, the drive her last proof, Aisha's hospitalization, and the sniper's bullet Vance's cruelest blows, each retaliation more brutal, the smirking man's, role a growing threat, her fight for Nexlify's soul and black analysts' futures bleeding her dry, the city a battlefield, her next move a desperate gamble. Zara Brooks's sneakers skidded through Seattle's rain-slicked alley, the 60-degree drizzle cloaking her escape from Nexlify's penthouse, the sniper's bullet shattering glass behind her. Gregory Vance's staged cyber attack, framing her as a terrorist hacker, had turned her owner reveal into a trap, his firing a hollow win, Nia's coerced betrayal cutting deep. As Nexlify's secret billionaire owner, Zara's boardroom firing had ignited this war, her undercover role a fugitive's desperate stand, the smirking man's shadow a relentless threat. The flash drive of emails, proof of Vance's cartel purging black analysts, was her last weapon, clutched in her apron. Aisha's hospitalization and eviction fueled her resolve. Shadownet's Kai Lin texting, "Hideout, 4 miles north, turn Vance's allies." Zara ran, her thigh wound throbbing, her call, "It's time." A fading echo, the city's neon lights a battlefield, Vance's goons hunting her without mercy. The hideout, a derelict auto shop, hummed with Shadownet's laptops, their screens, casting shadows on rusted tools. Kai handed Zara a burner laptop. "Use the financials, pit Vance's cartel against each other. Chaos is our weapon." Zara nodded, her heart pounding, uploading hidden records from the drive, emails showing Zenith's CEO betraying other cartel firms for bigger cuts. Her coding skills, honed as Nexlify's founder, crafted a message. "Zenith's selling you out," sent anonymously to cartel boards. Within hours, news erupted. Corporate infighting tanking stocks, CEOs accusing each other, Vance's allies. Fracturing. Seattle's streets exploded, protests surging 7 miles downtown, thousands chanting, their signs a wall of defiance in the 60-degree rain, shielding Zara from police patrols. Her chest swelled, the chaos a crack in Vance's empire, her first strike since the shareholder meeting. The crowd's roar a shield, but Vance's firing hadn't stopped him, the smirking man's role a growing threat. Kai rigged a live stream. Broadcast Vance's confession, Zara. Shut Nexlify down, end this. Zara synced the drive's audio, Vance's voice chilling. Purge the black talent, Zenith pays $20,000 per head. She went live, her face hidden. Zara Brooks, exposing Gregory Vance's racist cartel. He's destroying Nexlify, I'm its owner, I'm closing it. Views hit 30 million, protests doubling, crowds blocking police. News anchors stunned as Zara announced, Nexlify's dissolved, assets frozen, justice for black analysts. Stocks crashed, investors panicked. Vance's empire imploding, her broadcast a death blow, the city's pulse roaring, her triumph a beacon, Aisha's safety within reach. She texted Aisha, now in a shelter 6 miles away, "It's over, you're safe." For a moment, Zara believed she'd won, the emails and confession vindicating her fight, the protests a fortress against Vance's lies, but his penthouse smirk lingered, a warning of his final play. The victory shattered with a phone call, a voice hissing, "Vance says you're done, Brooks." Her blood ran cold. He'd ordered a hit from hiding, his cartel unbroken. Sirens wailed closer, police breaching the protests, but an alert flashed, bomb threat at Harmony Shelter, evacuation underway. Zara's stomach dropped. It was Aisha's shelter, Vance's last trap. She sprinted from the shop, Kai shouting, "Zara, wait!" The shelter was 6 miles away and she stole a bike, pedaling through chaos, her wound burning, protesters clogging streets, their signs a shield from cops. She reached the shelter, a brick complex engulfed in flames, smoke, pillowing, firefighters battling the blaze, evacuees screaming, "Someone's trapped." Zara's heart stopped. Aisha was inside. She plunged into the inferno, her knife cutting debris, the 60-degree heat searing, her lungs choking on ash, Aisha's face her only focus. The shelter's halls were a maze of fire, beams crashing, Zara's eyes stinging. "Aisha!" she shouted, a faint cry answering. She crawled under smoke, her wound splitting, blood soaking her pants, finding Aisha in a corridor, her wrist brace charred, pinned by a fallen door. "Zara, go!" Aisha gasped, but Zara heaved the door, her muscles screaming, pulling her sister. Free! Half carrying Aisha, she navigated the blaze, windows exploding, a beam grazing her shoulder, pain erupting, the exit a glowing hope. They burst outside, collapsing in the rain-soaked grass, firefighters rushing, the crowd cheering. Aisha safe in her arms, the bomb Vance's cruelest strike, his hit a calculated death sentence. Zara's vision blurred, the drive with Kai. Her. Broadcast shattering Nexlify, but the fire proved Vance's reach, his allies still free. The smirking man's shadow, a lingering threat. Zara steadied her breath as medics bandaged her, the shelter's flames dying under hoses, protesters chanting, their defiance a wall against Vance's lies. Aisha gripped her hand. "You saved me." But he's still out there. Zara's eyes stung, guilt and resolve warring. The broadcast had ended Nexlify, but the bomb showed Vance's cartel endured, his racism a relentless assault. Kai texted, "Drive safe, cops closing in, hide." Zara helped Aisha to a medic van, her sister's safety her anchor, but Seattle was a war zone, the smirking man pulling strings, her fight for black analysts and Nexlify's legacy teetering, the next battle already looming in the rain-drenched night. Zara Brooks's lungs burned as she clutched Aisha in the rain-soaked grass outside the blazing Harmony Shelter, Seattle's 60-degree drizzle mingling with ash, her thigh wound bleeding from the desperate rescue. Gregory Vance's bomb threat. His final strike from hiding had nearly killed her sister. Trapped in the inferno Zara navigated, her broadcast shattering Nexlify's empire. As the secret billionaire owner, Zara's firing had sparked this war. Her undercover role, a fugitive's. Fight? The smirking man's shadow, a relentless menace. The flash drive of emails, proof of Vance's cartel purging black analysts, was safe with ShadowNet's Kai Lin, the protests shielding her from police. Aisha's hand gripped hers, her voice weak. You saved me, Zara, but he's still out. There. Zara's heart ached, her ownership a double-edged sword, the cyber attack framing her as a terrorist lingering, Vance's cartel unbowed. She helped Aisha to a medic van, her resolve steeling, the fight for black analysts unfinished. Zara texted Kai, "Get the drive to the feds now," scanning the crowd. The smirking man absent but ever present, his role a tightening noose, her mission teetering on the edge. Morning broke with news shattering the airwaves. Nexlify was dissolved. Its assets frozen, Vance indicted, his cartel's stocks crashing as Zenith's board turned on each other. Zara watched from a safe house, 5 miles from the shelter, its peeling walls a fragile refuge. Protesters flooded Seattle's streets 8 miles downtown, their signs demanding justice for black tech workers. Zara's chest swelling, her sacrifices vindicating countless lives crushed by Vance's racism. Aisha, recovering in a new shelter, called, her voice firm, "You ended it, Zara." The victory felt hollow, Vance's indictment incomplete, his allies lurking. Zara flipped through channels, anchors lauding the anonymous hero, her terrorist label fading, but her face still haunted screens. Kai arrived, his face grim, handing her a printed memo, its source encrypted. "Leaked from the dark web, Zara. It's bad." Her pulse surged, the memo revealing Nia Carter as a double agent, feeding Vance intel to protect the cartel, implicating Nexlify's board in the scheme, their signatures on Zenith deals, a betrayal deeper than Ethan's. Zara's hands trembled, the memo a thunderbolt rewriting her fight. Nia's coercion a lie, her loyalty always to the board's greed, not her family's safety. The board's complicity explained their silence, their shaming of Zara a cover, her empire sabotaged from within. She paced the safe house, its damp air suffocating, her ownership a symbol of betrayal. A company she'd built to uplift, now a tool of racist profit. Kai's voice cut through. "Feds cleared you, Zara, but they're hunting the leak. You're a ghost now." Her heart sank, her name restored, but her life erased, hunted by Vance's allies and her own board's wrath. She shredded her Nexlify contracts, her empire's dissolution final, its legacy tainted, her identity as founder a wound. Aisha's safety was her lifeline, but the memo unveiled a truth. The cartel wasn't just Vance's, it was systemic, rooted in a corporate world built to exclude. Zara's fight had only scratched the surface, the smirking man's role a mystery, his shadow urging her to dig deeper. A thud at the door startled her, a courier slipping an envelope through the slot, no sender listed. Inside, a typed note. "CEO Marcus Tate, Zenith Tech, same racist playbook as Vance, fight on." Zara's breath caught, the anonymous tip a spark, exposing another corrupt executive, another cartel purging black talent. Her hand steadied, the note a challenge, but fear gnawed. Aisha needed protection, and Zara's fugitive status made every step a gamble. She called Aisha, her voice resolute. "We're leaving Seattle, somewhere safe." Aisha's tone was heavy. "I trust you, but this is bigger than us." Zara's eyes welled, packing a bag, the drive with Kai destined for the feds. The safe house's walls felt like a trap, but her spirit burned, the note, her new mission. She stepped into the rain, the 60-degree air thick, staring at Seattle's skyline, its neon towers a battlefield, Tate's cartel her next target, her vow to continue a fire, her scars a testament to her defiance. The skyline's glow dimmed. As Zara slipped into the night, Aisha waiting at a bus station 10 miles away. The memo's bombshell, Nia's treachery, and Tate's corruption shocked her, the systemic rot deeper than Vance's cartel. Every black analyst Vance had crushed, every dream stolen fueled her, but the cost was her empire, her identity, her trust. The note's challenge was a call to arms, but the path was perilous. Vance's allies and the board's betrayal closing in. The smirking man a fixer for Tate, his shadow a new war. Zara's sneakers crunched on wet pavement, her wound a dull. Tack, her eyes fixed on the horizon, the fight unending, Seattle's pulse echoing her heartbeat, a fugitive titan, her defiance a beacon for justice. The hidden titan unveils profound lessons about resilience, systemic racism, and the price of truth. Zara Brooks's battle against Gregory Vance's corrupt cartel exposes the brutal reality of racial injustice, where black talent is sabotaged for corporate profit. Her journey as Nexlify's secret owner teaches that confronting racist systems demands unyielding courage, even when betrayal and violence strike. Zara sacrifices her empire, her sister's safety, her identity highlight, the personal toll of challenging oppression. Yet her defiance proves one voice can ignite change. The story reveals how racism festers in corporate boardrooms, with Vance's cartel and the board's complicity showing no institution is immune. It underscores the power of community as Seattle's protesters shielded Zara, amplifying her fight. Most crucially, it challenges us to dismantle racist structures, from biased hiring to profit-driven purges, urging vigilance against those who exploit for gain. The leaked memo exposing Nia's double-agent role and the tip about Marcus Tate reveals systemic rot, proving victories are partial, new battles looming. Zara's vow to fight on, despite losing everything, inspires us to confront injustice no matter the cost. Her story is a call to recognize and resist the racist systems that persist, ensuring no one battles alone. How would you stand against a racist system in your workplace? Comment number 1 to share your thoughts. Hit like, subscribe, and share to spread this urgent message. Thank you for joining Zara's fight, and may you find the strength to challenge injustice in your own world.